It's like that person at like the party that's like just so extremely good looking and like so successful and just has so much going for them that's like everyone's like, when are they leaving? And the sad part is they're never leaving.
The fact that this year's been weird,
Hmm.
slow, fast. I mean, we
Hmm.
started off, our production was like crazy. It like January 2nd, wild, like all the way to so many different jobs, super busy, and it's kind of tapered off.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's kind of like the opposite for me, man. It started so slow, which was nice. I gotta say, like, because the 3 years prior to that, prior to like January 1st, man, it was like nonstop. And like people would be like, oh, it's slowing down. It's like I didn't feel it until the start of this year. And so like first month, I was like, this is great. You know, I could do stuff around the house I hadn't had a chance to do. Some like time to catch a breath, play with my
Right.
dogs, do all the stuff. And then, like March hits and I'm like, oh, all right. It'd be nice to start working yet. And then finally like started to pick up. And I was like, oh man, that's still like 3 months is like pretty hairy. It's like, oh, start like trying to like figure out stuff to do, like who to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah. And you like start to figure out like, am I not doing something right? Or like cause now you can see the world like on social media, you can see LinkedIn, everybody being like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Whether that is like real or not, it's a lot of like watching other people do things that you're like, should I be doing that? I thought I was good at what I did.
Right. No, totally. And we have the whole, I mean, the big monkey in the room, right? Or gorilla in the
One of
room
my
of AI and like how quickly that's evolving. And then like on top of, the economic stuff where businesses might have had their best year last year, but they're uncertain about what's coming this year. So then they cut their marketing budget and like they aren't spending as much money. So it's like a combination. I feel like, man, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you? I mean, the whole AI thing. I
Mhm.
mean, there's no way that you can have a conversation right now in any field without it. And man, it's nerve-wracking to be honest. Like, I've never been, I've never been so excited for new tools and so scared about where I am in the market, where like our team is in the market.
Mhm.
It's worrisome. I mean, my team hears about it all the time because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's happening because everyone's just putting AI videos out like every second. And
Mhm.
some of it's incredible. Some of it is
Scary.
like, all right, I get it. Like people are just playing with a tool and it's fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Like, man, and I met with a AI startup here, which I did that spec commercial that I sent to you for Jeep
yep,
for them. And so I met with the team, like, oh, cool. Well, this looks, good. They have some big name clients who are paying them for like a package of like a 30 and 215s. And,
damn,
it looks good. And I was like, okay, let's see what you guys were doing 2 months ago, just to get an idea of like, okay, like how far is this progressing? Get it to startup, right? It was
right.
night and day, man, like, night and day difference between what they had done 2 months ago to what they had done when I met with them, like, a month ago, but in that time, I mean, it's just evolving at an unprecedented rate, and people are putting so many minds, so many resources are being put towards it that, like, it can't not evolve as quickly as it
Right.
is, and, like and so I did that when I was doing that spec commercial. They gave me all the access to, like, their subscriptions, and they have all, like, the top tier ones,
Right.
and it was I'm used to, like or was used to, the idea of, like, okay, AI skins are awful, like, we all saw that Coca-Cola commercial, they look
Yeah.
plastic, it will never like, it can't be real. It is sickening and frightening how good it
Dude.
looks now. I'm like, "Oh, man, alright, here this is" hey, it's like that person at, like, the party that's, like, just so extremely good looking and, like, so successful, and just has so much going for them that's, like, everyone's like, when are they leaving?" And the sad part is they're never leaving. AI is here to
Totally.
stay, and it's only gonna get better.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I'm like, you can't not look.
Yeah.
You're like, it shows up and you're like, this is incredible. And I want it to not be incredible. But I mean, like you said, skin tones. I've seen like facial reactions, even some of the voiceover dubbing is incredible. Like,
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
people are doing anything from like the Yeti vlogs, which is wild, where they're like, it looks like they're FaceTiming or vlogging in the woods. It's just, that's how far we are now. Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they've had these tools. If they're giving them to us, they've had them for a long time.
Exactly. And Google has partnered with that startup that I work for.
Okay.
And some of the ins that they have on technology that's available to them is like we're like the difference between VO2 and VO3 is night and day also, but like also what they're developing is just it's we can't not embrace it. We have to. It's part of the deal now. Like it's part of the landscape. And that just doesn't it's not like you said earlier, it's not just in our industry, it's everywhere. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's part of the deal.
Marketing. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, there's,
especially marketing.
I know.
Like Google released, I don't remember the name of the tool, but it's like you pay $250 a month and they create these little ads for you. And like for a
Yeah.
small business, there it is. And how many
Right.
of the agencies that small agencies, that marketing agencies that serve small businesses, they're in hot water right now immediately because
Yeah.
that's a $250 a month thing. That's nothing compared to like a marketing budget that these small agencies were getting.
Yeah, so what do you do? Like, the only counter I have to that is we've had tools
Mhm.
before.
Mhm.
Like, I look at it like I was talking to somebody else the other day about the whole like AI gold rush. And I think that we had WordPress come out
Mhm.
and oh, wow, everybody can make custom, beautiful websites. But you still had to learn the tool. Yeah, it was a
Mhm.
little harder than some of the AI stuff, but still, you had to go and do it yourself. And I still think there's going to be a window where there's a lot of things you're going to be able to do for others
Mhm.
until it's like really press a button and everything deploys. Because right now
Mhm.
there's still a few like tinkering and you have to move it around.
Mhm.
That's what I think, at
Mhm.
least.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to that note, I just read today, a team of software engineers outdid a AI engineer developing code, but the caveat is, okay, cool. That's where AI is today.
Yeah,
And those humans will have to keep up their skills, keep practice, keep learning at a pace that's much slower than the AI can do.
yeah, right,
It's like, oh man.
right. And it
It's
doesn't sleep. It doesn't
no,
sleep. It
no.
doesn't need anything. Just
Mm-mm.
press
Just needs
go.
that. Exactly. Just push it. So I don't know if like maybe in 5 years there will be the time where like they push a button. They say, I want a 30
Yeah,
second spot that hits all the brand colors, does this. Okay, go. Right. Maybe that'll be a thing, but maybe not. Hopefully there's like a nice silver lining where humans are still in the mix and creatives, but that just I mean it doesn't stop at our industry, but it is very much at the forefront of
yeah,
you know what we do.
yeah. And like, what do you like? I've been trying to figure out where do I position myself? Like, what are
Right.
you? Is there anything you're doing differently now because of
Oh,
this, or
absolutely, man. Like I'm meeting with like I was just at a AI wasn't ad, it was virtual, but like was watching the AI seminar yesterday, and this is a little different than like the marketing the ad space. It's for films, like it's like full studios. And so yeah, I'm positioning myself definitely still as a colorist because part of the reason I was brought into that agency here was because in between the AI models, there's big differences in color, right?
mm,
And sometimes they like to change the color. It seems that the models like to put everything in golden hour. If you put cinematic, they're like, okay, golden hour, we'll put that tungsten,
yeah,
like teal blue, or tango teal and orange, and so forth. So definitely personally still figuring out where to position myself, but right now as a colorist, it's like, okay, I can match between the models. So that's a niche I can fill, but
mhm,
also as the embracing and experimenting as a AI creative and creating these things like that Jeep spot I thought turned out pretty well. And that's not just the color of it. Like I got to do the whole creative. I was back to my editing chops, sound design, the whole
okay.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So it
so you
wasn't
wouldn't do just color?
no, no. So now it's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Now kind of embracing the whole like creative, AI creative, and
Okay.
I've been meeting with some folks in that space that are like starting out and just like yeah, so it's part of it's like figuring out where I kind of fit in that with the
Yeah.
colors background, but definitely embracing it. And I'm interested to see what develops specifically for color. I know Dado, he's had Color Lab, and that's an AI software about
Yeah.
color. And he's been working on it very hard, and it's had iterations and it's improved substantially. So be interested to see where that goes and where that can be implemented. But yeah, it's I think we're all kind of like out to sea and like which direction do we go? Do we, do do we set sails this way and like hopefully there's an island to hit land? It's tough to say. But what about you? Like, how are you finding yourself? Are you like experimenting with AI to like position yourself as an AI creative or an agency, something like that?
I mean, if I can be completely honest, I'm just like running around in circles. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
yeah.
Like I am doing all the things, which maybe is a bad, like I feel like I have like AI ADD, which is terrible because I feel like I'm doing all the things that I can try and learn. So I
Mhm.
am coding. I have
Oh wow.
built a SaaS platform. I haven't finished it yet, but trying to get some of that connected. I'm building currently a ghostwriting app that does a lot of content for solo founders.
Wow.
And then I do some of the video stuff. The video stuff, I haven't done as much. And I think it's because I haven't found where I want to land in that space because
Mhm.
I've done the VO3, I've done some mid journey to like Runway Labs. Um, there's so many different programs though. I mean,
Yeah.
I've used the ByteDance one. There's Higgsfield, which I haven't used yet,
Mhm.
but that looks crazy. And
I use that.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know where to land either. Like I feel like I'm on the boat and I'm like freaking Tom Hanks castaway. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna find the island.
Oh
Like,
boy.
I don't
Oh,
know. I don't, and I've talked to my team about it and we're trying to figure out like I mean, we've had a couple people say, "Hey, do you do AI?" And I'm like, "We can. We
yeah.
just haven't done it yet." And so I'm like, "Do we go out and start just like crushing a bunch of random AI content directed towards niches that we like,
Mhm.
or do we start to infuse it into like films we've already done and like
Mhm.
repurpose?" Like, I haven't figured out the best practice, but I am noticing people are just so busy with AI work. Like this one guy I talked to, he said he was booked for like 3 months. It's just him.
Wow.
And he's just doing like commercials. And some of these people are getting overwhelmed. But
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have much in the pipeline right now. And so
Got
I'm
it.
like, I would like to be overwhelmed
Hey, it
once
seems
again.
yeah, it seems like a good play. I think that's the position, man. I think in to second that like with folks who are deep in the industry or deep in that field, like the agency, like the reason they're looking to like hire more folks is because they have more work coming in than they can put out.
That's crazy.
It's all AI from
And
big brands too, like big
right,
brands. Like
right. And that's what's surprising.
Mhm,
Like, cause I remember when it first came out, I'm like, I think people will use it. I'm not sure like how deep certain brands will go. And now that I'm seeing stuff pop up, I'm like, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you were a
mhm,
brand, I mean, it's looking at like VFX.
mhm,
VFX is not real. It's a tool.
mhm,
AI is very similar. I get some of the spots where people are like, well, you're using like humans that aren't real. And like, there are some like slippery slopes. I think we
mhm,
like, I forget who it was, but there was a company um, that was using AI models for like photography. And that kind of sucks for models. And
mhm,
it is kind of misleading because like who's deciding what the models look like?
mhm.
And so you're like, that is a slippery slope.
It is, it is, and one thing, well, one thing, the it's of ethical concern, and I am still investigating on where I fall on the
Mm,
spectrum of that because AI models are generated with having been fed numerous images of different people, right? Um,
Correct.
so let's say it's the likeness of someone that gave no consent, but they look identical for
Yeah.
happenstance, whatever. So what some of these agencies are doing is they're scanning like various demographics, 50 people, and the talent, the subjects, the models are signing their rights away in perpetuity. And so what they're doing is the AI will generate this model, okay, the body, whatever, and then they'll face swap it. So with a face that they have the rights to, and so they're avoiding the lawsuit. Where the ethics stands on that is, it's like that's part of what the
Uh,
big SAG strikes are about, because they didn't want the studios scanning their likeness and then signing away in perpetuity, because then that's dumb and they're not getting compensated for it. They should be. So it's like you said, it's a slippery slope in that sense, man.
yeah, that part I don't understand, like, where they're gonna go with it. I mean, I get that we have to progress and
Mhm.
we also have to, like, take these like, if you sit in the corner and say, "I'm not gonna do this,"
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really bad for you if you're
I
listening out there. Like, I think if you are in any sort of field, any field, you could be
Mhm.
doing anything in the world. You could be a barista. I would learn a little bit of any of this AI stuff, prompting, a little bit of video, because at some point, I think everybody needs to know it, no matter what position they'll be in,
Mhm.
because it will be part of your job.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's very well put. I mean, the bottom line right now is like AI is not going to directly take your job, but
Right.
someone using it will. Like,
Well, yeah,
I feel like we're only going to be better positioned in any job market, no matter the industry, is if you know and understand AI, which it sounds like. I mean, you're coding, you're doing all these things, so it sounds like you're in a
I'm
great
trying.
spot. But I don't
I don't
know.
know.
You're like you're
I
going in
haven't sold
circles.
anything.
Hey, not yet, but you're still developing, right? You're still in the depth stage.
Yeah. I know, but, like, every minute that it's not out there, I'm like, "Shit, somebody's gonna do it." Like, I just saw
Yeah.
somebody post on LinkedIn today, they're, like, building this thing, and I'm like, "That is very close to what I'm building."
Oof.
But it's the same with, like, video. You're, like, making this cool documentary, and then, like, 3 other people are doing it. You're like,
Mhm.
you still do it. You still
Yeah.
do it, and you finish it, and maybe 10 people will use your product, maybe 100, whatever. You
Mhm.
still do it to see it through. That's how I look at it.
Absolutely, man, and I feel like it's an interesting, happening, that's throughout, like, human history of things happening, different groups of people doing similar things at the same time, like the plane was invented in Japan about the same time, the car,
Yeah.
same thing. And even on a personal level, I was, producing this short film, like, way back when, and it was really cool. Like, I hadn't seen anything like it. The script was great. I thought, all the stuff. I was like, "Oh, this is neat. Traveling kids, whatever." And then May Marlene came out. It's the same story. Right. And like I went to see it with the director, like, "Oh, this is cool. It's kind of same. It's the same story." I was like, "Oh
Same
man,
stuff.
really?" But we did it and it was fine. We had to.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can't give up on things because other people are doing them because
Mhm.
then you'll be in this like hamster wheel and you'll
Mhm.
never stop. And I
Ever.
think with AI, it's the same way. I like
Mhm.
log in to like any platform, usually LinkedIn now, and it's like I just saw one about it was like a fake IKEA commercial. Have you seen that one?
No.
This box just like shows up on the set and it just like breaks away and builds the room. So the room just becomes like all the furniture shows up and there's a voiceover that's like, wouldn't it be nice if you could like unwrap your furniture or something and have it be like this? And so basically design the whole room in one like prompt. The person who
Mhm.
posted the prompt, dude, that's the thing is people are sharing, which is great.
Yeah.
But you're like, holy shit, this is so accessible now. And like you said, it's 250 for like the high end version of this,
Mhm.
which in filmmaking world, like $250 a month is not a lot. When you look at $40,000 cameras and
Exactly.
computer setups and screens that are $6,000 just to do the right color, it's like 250 is very good entry point to get into the market.
Exactly. And that's kind of like a good thing on an indie level about AI being involved in filmmaking, is like makes things that weren't even close to accessible for an
Right.
indie. now accessible, that's, it's, I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like it's a good thing. It opens doors for people.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, they still need to tell a good story and so forth. So it's like the
right.
storytelling's still there. It's just now the resources are more available.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point is, like, you still have to understand how to put it together.
Yeah.
Like, you have the tool, you still have to understand, like, how the pieces go together and what the story
Hmm.
is.
Hmm.
Because like, you could just prompt something, it's like, guy walking down the street, and it looks amazing, but if there's no story, no one's gonna watch it.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Exactly. That's just it. And Mm, that's kind of like, and the stories that AI will develop or spit back out out of a prompt, it's like, okay, this is fed from everything else. And like, I don't know if you've read any writings by AI, but or music even as well. Like it just to me, it's very clearly AI. And it doesn't have the human element, which makes it have a distinct voice, distinct character, this whole deal. So I think the human element is still there. With the visuals though, we are past the uncanny valley because I screened
yeah.
that Jeep spot for a number of friends. Like, so like, and I didn't tell them it was all AI. I was like, which shots do you think are AI? Like, well,
The whole
maybe
thing is AI?
everything. 100%.
Alright. Because you
Yep.
told me, like, find the shots, and I was, like,
Yeah.
looking for them. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of it's
Wow.
AI. And that's the
Okay.
thing. They're like, maybe when the Jeep goes in the water, I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's a good choice because the water dissipates weird at like in like 5 frames, the
Right.
water dissipates, it's just a weird, funky thing with the AI model. Yeah, so it's all AI from the script to the shots, and the things that aren't AI are the sound design, the color, and that's the editing. I did the editing. So like, yeah, it's man, it's we're past the uncanny valley of visuals, but with the feeling of music and writing, I think there's still a long way to go. So I'm hopeful that writers will have still have jobs.
I think so. I think the biggest thing that anybody can have right now in the storytelling field is experience, because
Hmm.
the AI does not have the
Hmm.
experience. So, like,
Hmm.
if you wanna write but use AI, I think you just have to feed it your experience
Hmm.
and make sure that it's authentic to, like, what you're trying to tell your audience, and that's like, I use it a little bit to, like, write a draft, and then
Hmm.
I'll go in and edit certain pieces, but I use my real experience to start, and so I think as long as you use it as a tool and not something
Hmm.
that's going to, because there's people that are like, "Write this for me," and then
Yeah.
they put it online, you're like, "Okay."
Oh,
Like, you can
you wrote
tell.
that.
You can tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
no experience. There's no
yeah.
experience in it. There's no human feeling in it. It's very much just, like, computerized. You can just
Mhm.
feel it.
No, so, like, if you look at the analogy, like, me versus, like, a professional driver, let's say we both have top of the line 911 Porsche, they're gonna know what they're gonna doing on a race car track
Right.
better than me, and their output is gonna be better because they have the experience, and so I think that goes to shows with the same thing. If you can tell a story, if you're good at your craft, that still matters. It's just you have to know AI in order to enhance it and be as fast and as efficient and as effective as everyone's about to be who has the same experience. But if they're using tools of AI, they're going to be better off.
Feel like we very much get attached emotionally to the way that we make money. So,
Yeah.
like,
Hmm.
you went to school and you learned color, you wanted to be a colorist, you became a colorist, that's what you do. I learned photography, film, I got into it, I loved it, and now I feel like I should be still doing that. And there's nothing
Hmm.
wrong with that. And I think that it's good to keep doing that one thing, and I love filmmaking.
Hmm.
But there might be opportunities, like whatever it is, coding, AI development, AI film, that instead of just, like, pushing it off to the side and be like, "I do this, I'm gonna keep, like, basically like, hitting your head against the wall," you kind of adapt. So, like, I'm trying to figure out where to adapt to, and have you thought more about that? Like, is it always going to be color and AI, or are you gonna start now creating some more content?
Yeah, it's you brought up a good point of like kind of identifying what we do because we've been doing it for 15 years and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
do we want to like that's scary. It's scary to like, oh, say this. Oh, well, I'm gonna pivot. Yeah, so that's a great question. It is scary and I've been so hesitant to even update my like LinkedIn headline of like AI enthusiast or AI creative, because just like the stigma that still comes with it. And just like it's very unnerving and daunting of like, do I want to like actually dive into this? So the positioning and like the pivoting and adapting, it's definitely something like I've thought about of, I can still, as being a AI creative or diving into that field, I can still do color. It's still
Yeah.
gonna need color.
Yeah.
It's gonna need. I'm also gonna be editing, like, which is I used to do that for Bose way back 10, 15 years ago. Um, and so I'll still be doing color. It's just I won't be labeled only as a colorist. I'll also be an
Right.
AI creative and an AI enthusiast and learning a whole ton because every week it comes out with something new. And so
Right.
it's yeah, it's daunting to kind of pivot and take on that new challenge, especially in such a evolving field where, like there's so much to learn, not just like in general, but week by week. And yeah, and like there's still going to be commercials, there's still going to be films. It's just different, wearing different hats, and I'm not slowly, but like starting to embrace the AI creative title and like, okay, yes, and a colorist and so forth. Like you look, I don't know if you've seen a colorist did it, and this blew my hair back entirely. I wish I could remember his name, but he did a whole Porsche thing commercial. It's on YouTube. It's
Yeah, I
all
haven't seen it.
AI. If you watch it, you're like, oh boy, oh, we are in
I've
trouble.
already watched so many videos. Like, I can only take so many a day
Yeah,
because of, like,
yeah.
"My god, somebody else did this," and it's, like, the crazy
And
stuff.
yeah, and the fun part about this is this is Porsche commercial for like the minute or whatever, and then it goes for like 5 minutes, I think it was, of like all it's AI, keep in mind, but like the creating of this commercial, which is just total bullshit made up of like, but it's AI, like
Oh.
it's behind the scenes
Mhm.
video made of AI, but it makes it so much more convincing. And he's now hot in demand because he made this even before like the tools became as accessible as they are now. I think it was like 6 months ago, maybe. And so that blew my hair back. And like, okay, he's a colorist, so he did this, and the color obviously looks phenomenal. So yeah, it's kind of being inspired, and not scared of it, being inspired by it, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those, like, this guy, PJ Ace is another one who's, like, been really big. He did a commercial that streamed during the NBA finals,
Oh, wow.
and so Disney approved it. It went on stream, yeah, and,
All right.
it was for a betting platform. Did really
Mhm.
well. He also just basically showed the BTS similar to that. So he like made this fake BTS, which was incredible. And then he even went as far as telling people how long it took him and how much it cost. And that was the part that I'm like, oh, please don't share that. And it was
Yeah.
like 2 grand, 2 grand
Yeah.
and 4 days
Yeah.
by himself. And I'm like, oh man, that's like, it looked like a Super Bowl commercial. So, like, why would brands not step up to that? Like, if
Ex-
I could tell you we could create something for 10 grand, it's going to
Mhm.
take 2 days and we're not going to touch any cameras. And otherwise, it would cost you 100. Why would you say no? Like,
Exactly.
I don't know why you'd say no. Like, that'd be the
Ex-
dumbest thing.
Exactly. And if you look at it, I mean, you look at the margins are going to be better all around, like from you as the
All around.
creator and to the brand. It's so like, yeah, it just makes sense. And it's, it's here and it's gonna happen. And so why not embrace it with open arms and learn as much as you can, because it is a gold rush right now because there's so much going on and such a movement and such buzz behind it. That yeah, it just makes sense. And especially like if you're this agency had a shoe in with a number of big clients. So like they obviously have that siphoned, and like whether they're experimenting, because like big brands like Coca-Cola and Visa, they pay millions of dollars for like commercial campaign,
Yeah.
um, where they can pay a quarter of that and have it done in a
Yeah.
week, right? Like it just is a no-brainer. It's faster, more efficient, and so that's just with the tools of AI. And I think I hope we as creatives will kind of get over the, oh, no, no, it's not human. I don't want to do that. Like, no, well, it's here and we're gonna have to use it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if there's going to be any big brands. pushing back because right now I'm not seeing it, and I don't know. I don't think. I mean, you have to. They're always looking at the bottom line. They're like,
Yeah.
how are we going to raise our stock price? How are we going to cut costs? It's like,
Mhm.
I mean, why would you not? I just can't see a world where any of these massive brands, Nike, Adidas,
Mhm. Mhm.
Converse, I don't think I don't think any of them are gonna be like, "Sorry, we don't do that." And if you do, I think it's gonna be bad for you. I
It
think if
will.
you're a brand and you say, "Absolutely not," you might get a little crowd of people being like, "Let's go," but it won't last very long.
It won't, and, I agree with the sentiment to some extent, but,
Sure.
it's moving too fast, and there's so much opportunity, and, I think being a stick in the mud or, like, dying on the hill of, "No, it has to be all, like, no AI, this whole deal,"
So,
you're gonna be out to dry soon enough, you know? Like
yeah.
you were saying, like,
I
there's no the off-ramp is out of business. They're, like, not being
Yeah.
profitable. Like, shoot, let's see. There was a point I wanted to make on that, and then I lost it. Give me a sec. We can cut
It's
this
all
out, right?
good.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Mm,
I
um,
think Yeah, go for it.
no, it had to do with big brands and so forth. Yeah, it'll come back. It'll come back. Let's keep
Yeah.
going.
I mean, there's lots of things to process, and I think it's hard for a lot of people to take in what's about to happen or what is happening. It's like, where do you find your spot?
Mhm.
And I mean, I think one of the things that's really interesting now is if you have an idea, whether it's a film, an app, website, you can pretty much make it or at least test
Okay.
it, which is
Yeah.
really cool. Like, so now people with maybe less resources can now test big ideas, which
Yes.
I think is cool. Like, that's
So
super
cool.
cool.
It
So I
is.
think that's the part of AI that I love is like you could have the craziest idea. Like you
Mhm.
wanted to start Airbnb for pets,
Mhm.
whatever. You could just go start that tomorrow and you could probably have a site up in like 2 days and like see
Exactly.
if people like it. That's crazy.
And it's so good because it gives people opportunities that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
Exactly.
You have a computer with access to the internet. That's the
That's it.
baseline of what you need, right?
That's it.
And there's a real like, oh, but I want the aspect of like the stance of, well, it's not human. We need more human input. Yeah, yeah, but okay, take this. At that seminar yesterday, there was a director who, avid director. She's been doing production for years. And she acquires a disability. So she can't eat, and on set is grueling, can be grueling work, long hours for an extended period of time. With her
Yeah.
disability, she couldn't do that.
Yeah.
AI comes along, she can now direct again from her setup, which is like that's huge, it provides opportunity and she can do what she loves now. And so I think there's a real like humanitarian part of it that's good and it's not all bad.
Yeah, I like that side of it because it's resources, it's access. Like,
Mhm.
okay, you want to make this cool film in Egypt, but like, there's no chance you're going to be able to afford to fly to Egypt with a crew or even a camera, and then
Mhm.
find the people to act in your film or whatever you're trying to do. It's like you can now make that film, and you can make it from
Exactly.
home. Yes, you
Exactly.
won't get that real world experience of being in Egypt, but you get to make the things you wanna make, and then maybe
Mhm.
someday, because you're making those things, you can then
Mhm.
go visit Egypt, or you could go on
Exactly.
that trip. So, like,
Exactly.
it might not be the same process as, like,
Mhm.
go to location, shoot, enjoy the location. It might be, like, build up to be able to then go enjoy your life more, and I think maybe that's part of AI is, like, we're buying back some of our time.
Absolutely, absolutely, and, it's like, and I think that's a great point of buying back some of our time because we've become more productive than ever before. If you look at the graph of productivity, like, right?
Yeah,
And so now, like, we can still be operating here, but with not working 80 hours a week or 70 hours a
yeah.
week or some ridiculous amount, we can get some of our time back. So I think that's a really good point of like, okay, this is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing I've been reflecting on in my Usually when Dan's on here, he'll make fun of me because I go into reflection mode. But I think it's like that's the one thing I'm striving for more than ever. It's like, how do I
Huge.
find a way that we can build and make things creatively, but then buy back some of our time,
Mhm,
still have the income that comes into the business, but have more time to enjoy the things that we want to enjoy. Like, still enjoy creating,
mhm.
but man, it would be cool if we could work 20 hours or 25 hours a week and just crush it and then not work the rest of the week. And we know
Exactly.
next week we've got more 25 hours more of just crushing it. We're
Mhm,
putting out commercials, we're putting out brand narratives, whatever it is. But we
mhm.
actually have more time to enjoy our life. Like, that's cool.
Absolutely. It's just gonna make things more efficient and yeah, and more enjoyable. And like if we think about it, we're already you well, at least colorist I am in Resolve. I'm already using AI tools that speed things up. Magic
Yeah.
Mask. I want to mask a person. That
Yep.
tool has saved so much time rotoscoping that person
Right.
and to such an effect that I could do it faster, do it better, and it's saving me time on the back end. Like it's a good thing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's not, yeah, it's I like that reflection point of, we're gonna have more time back.
Yeah, and I think to your point, it's like the tools that are doing the things that we didn't really wanna do. Like,
Yeah, right.
I like the whole audio cleanup, and it's cool that audio like, all the audio engineers learned how to clean up audio, and that's a great skill to have. But I love that I can put it into a program, clean the audio, and it sounds amazing. Like, we did
Mhm,
some interviews the other day that were at an event. They were outside, it was windy, and there was
mhm.
music from a DJ, and we put it through a processing, and you can't tell at all. It sounds like a clean room with, like, a lav mic, and it's somebody just holding a mic up. It's incredible. And,
That's
like, why would you
incredible.
not want that? Like, why
Right.
would you wanna spend 5 hours of your time tweaking levels and processing hertz and trying to figure out where to, like, block the sound out? That doesn't sound
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah, and it's a no-brainer, like, it just would make no sense. You got this tool that can do it better, faster, cheaper. Why not? Why not use
Yeah,
that? Yeah, and yeah, like, it just makes so much sense, and it's here to stay, and it's evolving at an exponential rate, and I'm excited for it, and it's a matter of the unnerving part, I think, for both of us is the positioning. How do we like you're saying, how do we position ourselves?
yeah,
But that's coming. I think, I think we understand where we need to go. It's just a matter of finding that and then making it part of the business model, you know?
yeah. Yeah, are you thinking of, like, tapping into your current clients and being like, "Here's" like, I was thinking of it this way, like, do we create mini pitch films and, like, showcase to our current clients? Is that the new thing? Like, where you're like, "Hey, we built this, we wanna show you it." Like, that seems like a good approach. I don't know. Is
Yeah.
that what you're thinking?
Yes. I haven't thought about it in those exact terms, but I think that's the best approach because we're showing because our clients don't know what's available. They're not in they hire us to show them what's available. So like if we can demonstrate like here's a Jeep spot I did or here's whatever,
Yeah,
like a music video, whatever it may be, like if they can see it and they like it and they believe it and they see the benefits to it, I think that's yeah, I think that's the best approach because we're already had a rapport. You're just showing them a new skill or a new thing that they can buy into, and it's going to benefit them in an exponential, like in a really great way. So I think that is the right approach for sure. And whether that means you like, I would have to position myself as an AI creative, which I'm already in the process of doing, and a colorist
mhm,
because it's still doing that. But yeah, no, I
yeah,
think that's definitely the right approach. And I'm like personally, I'm still learning as much as I can. I'm meeting with folks who are much deeper in it. Like the folks developing Moon Valley, which is a really cool
yeah,
program. Like that's
that
just
looks
really,
sick.
really cool. Yeah, yeah. And then some studios, like their film studios are creating branches to shield them from any legal stuff that comes up because it's still very much developing field. People are going to get sued. Companies are going to get sued. Like Udio got sued, I think, last month for music rights.
Yeah,
It's part of the deal. It's part of an evolving thing. But there is a big push to actually make like feature films with AI, and I know that's gonna upset a lot of folks who have been veterans who've been doing it 20, 30 years, like, yeah, we go to set, we do these things. You did. And
Yeah,
much respect for your time and all the
totally.
effort and energy, and like nothing but respect for that. But there's a shift, and that shift is coming, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, we used to like cart everything horse and wagon, but then it
Hmm.
was like, oh, we had
Exactly.
cars and then trains, and no one was pissed about that.
Yeah,
It's like we got
exactly.
more stuff done. So I think
Exactly.
that's the way to look at it, is like we can maybe create more films, create
Hmm.
more content that
Yeah.
is interesting to people, show people
Hmm.
new worlds. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, like Harry Potter is like, now you could literally do that without all the resources, which is
Exactly.
crazy. But
Crazy,
it's
man.
cool
Hmm.
because some people might have some stuff in their head that like they would have never been able to do. And so we
Exactly.
might see some like worlds come together that's really cool for content.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the barrier to entry is like, let's say, yeah, like, y- let's say a kid who never had or like the underprivileged area, underfunded school, like inner city, the opportunities are much slimmer, right? Now they had, she, they, whatever the person is, has this opportunity to level the playing field, make whatever's in their head happen,
Yeah.
and they have the tools available. And so on that front, I think we're going to see some really, really cool inventions that we've never would have thought of, never would have had otherwise, from
Yeah.
unsuspecting people that, like, didn't go to Yale, didn't go to Harvard, didn't
Yeah.
go to this prestigious private school, preparatory, whatever. They went to a public school that might have been underfunded in rural anywhere, like it's the
Yeah.
opportunities are there. And it's very, very exciting to see what people can create. Like also at the seminar yesterday, it was one of the guys on the panel. He showed this music video that he made with Luma AI 1.6. So it's like the one of the previous iterations, still very powerful. And like the stuff that came out of his head, he's an animator by trade, and now he's like also
Mhm.
positioning himself as the AI creative. But like it was so cool, the world he created. I'd never seen anything like it. And everyone, I think, in the audience, including myself, was like, I've never seen anything like that. You made that. Like, how did you think of that? That's so cool,
Yeah. So now the skill set to really hone in on is imagination and storytelling and really start writing. Like,
Hmm.
this is your opportunity to just probably like sit in a quiet space and just
Yeah.
write, like even just on paper and come up with
Hmm.
ideas. Like, you don't
Hmm.
need AI for that part. That's the part that really needs the human.
Hmm.
So that's where the skill set's going to come in right there. I think at
Exactly.
least.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And it's such a misnomer to say, oh, well, AI is doing all the things we want to do, like the creative stuff. It's like, no, you still have to be creative. You still have to have an imagination. You're getting the tool set to make that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that misnomer of like, well, we want them to like be doing our taxes and like folding laundry, AI speaking,
Yeah.
but not like writing poetry or like doing this. It's like, no, no, no. Like, that's not what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think people, the whole like taking our jobs, it's not, I mean, I get it. Will it shift jobs? For sure. But it's not like taking over your job unless you're deciding to sit on the sidelines.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a choice, man. It's a choice. It's a choice to
Yeah.
adapt and reposition, and it's a choice not to. And it's whether that works out or not in your favor. That's for the. I don't think it will, but that's
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah, but
see. It's
like
such a
we didn't make that. Like
no.
when I talk about that and people are like, "Well, it's like I didn't decide this. I didn't decide like here's the deal. We're going to bring this new program on and take away everybody's current job." Like, I didn't
Mhm.
decide that.
No,
I
no.
mean, it's just part of like evolving technology and now we have it and you can't unhave it. So you got to just
Exactly.
adapt.
Exactly. You can't be. I remember years ago, I saw this ad. There was a poster from like when electricity, like Search Tree was becoming in New York, right? There were posters of like people getting electrocuted, like electricity's bad. It's gonna kill us all. It's gonna take everything. This whole like rain cloud, and like, well, look at what it's done. Like, look
Yeah.
at where we are. Like, we're
Yeah.
communicating virtually thousands of miles away because of
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah, internet, same thing. People are like,
mhm,
no one will have computers in their house. No one's gonna have a phone in their
mhm,
pocket. It's It's like,
Mm.
yeah, that happened and it happened
All
quick
happen. Hmm.
and it allowed us to create more. It allowed us to share more. It allowed us to
Hmm.
be, I mean, it's had negative effects for sure.
Of course,
Like
of course.
phones have had massive negative effects, but you can't
Yeah,
have the great side and not have the bad side. So there will be
exactly.
negative effects of AI
Mhm.
too. I think
It will be.
one of one of the things that I talked to somebody recently about was the data. So
Mhm.
like it's not something that we think about, but I think that's an interesting negative space now with AI and
Mhm.
with everything else like social media content. We have now these data spaces popping up that because it has to go somewhere.
Does.
So like how does that affect us? Like how does that
Mm.
affect everybody that's living in these areas where they start building these big data centers?
Yeah.
And so that is the
Yeah.
negative side of it. Like we have all these cool things, but now we have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a bit negative, and the power, like, well, there
Yeah,
needs to be nuclear reactors to build to suffice for the power, and why is a data center getting cheaper electricity than mom and pop down the street? That makes no sense. There are
right.
negatives, and even further than that, there's the cognitive studies on younger kids growing up with AI, less neural connections, less literacy. There,
Yeah,
because it is so easy to ask ChatGPT a question instead of going and finding the answer and developing the connections, remembering this, remembering that, making the
true.
connections. So there is that cognitive. That's the thing that's scary to me, about it. But at the same time, social media did that did that as well. Like the short
Yeah,
attention span, the hits of dopamine. People are addicted to their phones, so there are negatives to it, and there will be, another negative is that there could be less jobs because it is so efficient and it is so effective. There could be, but
yeah,
with the pros come the cons, like you said, and I think it's something we have to be aware of and mindful of, especially with the younger kids, like developing their brains. And so we don't want the IQ, like the IQ scale to drop. We don't want
right.
IQs to drop because of AI. So I think there's got to be a sweet spot, like, like like cell phones are banned in a lot of classrooms now, as they should
Yeah,
be. I think that's a good thing. I think there will be a point with AI, like in education, so they get the fundamentals of like thinking, critical thinking, because you can't just
yeah.
have AI critically think for you. That kind of defeats the purpose of being human and like having that thought process, I think. Um, but can you think of any other negatives to AI? The pollution
I
in like the data center, that's a big one because that's
yeah.
gonna have long-term negative effects on the people that live around it.
I think this could go either way, but I think it could have positive effects, but it could definitely have negative effects on relationships.
Mhm.
So I think people will end up talking, which they already are, to AI more often about things that maybe they would talk to their partner about or their family about.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so, like,
Yeah.
will that then create a disconnect more for people in their family or, and then communication might go down. So
Mhm.
that's the other
That
thing I've been thinking is like people
Mhm.
communicating. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind going to a coffee shop and like randomly talking to somebody or like a bar or whatever. Like, but there's a population of people that if you put them in a space with a lot of people they didn't know, they would be terrified. And
Yeah,
that's going to get worse.
that's a really great point. And it's kind of like, I feel like the inciting incident of that was social media. People became more isolated, and then you have a group of
Yeah.
kids in their developmental years who were locked inside because of COVID, like they didn't
Yeah.
have interaction with the other kids where that's where you develop your social
Right.
skills. Like, and so I think that is a big concern of like people not learning how to communicate effectively and appropriately with, I mean, even their family. And then you think about the connections, like that's the beauty of being human, is the human connection. You connect with other people, it becomes this thing. And if that oh man, yeah, that's probably one of the bigger negatives, I'd say. I think you have a really great point. I feel that connection because like
Yeah.
that's what makes, a significant other like it is the connection, the communication, the learning of what someone else is saying in that relationship. I think that's, yeah, that's gonna be a bit scary, but there might be a positive in that of
Yeah,
like
it could
of
help
like
you
the
get through something.
that and like of people who feel already isolated. They might have some social anxiety, or they might have just are alone for whatever reason, right? They might
Yeah.
have something that they can connect with and makes them feel less alone. So there is that
Mhm.
positive, but I think that's a very, very big negative of, this could have a negative effect on human connection, and then community goes, and then okay, well, we're in a country that's based on community, and it's like it goes even further. So that's, yeah, that's
Yeah.
scary. That's a scary one.
Yeah. So there are some bad ones. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you think is gonna happen to, like, when you were earlier, you were saying, like, Yale, Harvard, you don't have to go to these schools to do these big things. It's like, what will happen to colleges? Will colleges
Mhm.
stop getting people to go? I mean, who would want to go into debt now for like
Yeah.
whatever, 200, 300, $400,000
Yeah.
to just start off? Like,
Yeah.
where you have all these tools now. It's like, I don't think anybody's going to want to do that.
No, exactly. And especially like when you look at go to Indeed and look at the starting salary for someone with an MBA. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, great. Cool. So I have this amount of debt, and that's what you're paying. So like, no, I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a big shift. And there's also the chat GPT, it hallucinates a percentage of the time. It's not
Totally.
entirely reliable, right? Like there's the story of this kid in law school writing a paper. I forgot the details, but like chat GPT made up a lawsuit that didn't exist, and the guy included it in his
Jesus.
paper, and obviously he failed. It's like, okay, we still have to have some critical thinking and like still verify the sources. So yeah, and like, but to the point of like the higher education, that's a big question mark for me, because it's like, where will that go?
I don't know.
People are seeking, and then there's even medical school, right? We need doctors. We do. We do.
Yeah.
We do. I'm going to say that. And I have nothing but respect for
100%.
doctors. They did the test with AI versus
I know.
MDs. AI was right, like, what is it, 80% of the time? MDs were right 20% of the time of diagnosing things. So and that goes to radiology, which some radiologists are incorporating AI because AI can see things much better than a radiologist can. It's going to
Yeah.
analyze it a million different ways based on much more than the person's seen. So like, there's that positive to it. But yeah, yeah, like I know for a fact, definitely some some college programs, it's like gonna be, it's like, what's the point? Like, I can learn this way.
Yeah. I mean, the other negative to it all too is like, I heard somebody talking about this the other day that I think they did a study with like mice or something where they provided mice with all the food and all the things they needed, and they never like had a problem. And so it was like a utopia, which
Yeah.
is kind of where we're heading. Like
Mhm.
auto cars, like driving, delivering food,
Mhm.
jobs that are easier now because you can click buttons and like automate everything. So it's like,
Mhm.
are we creating a utopia? And then we create this utopia. And what happens usually, this is what this guy was saying, is in a utopia created space, this new thing happens where you now have conflict internally, where it's like basically civil war style. So you basically have people don't have anything to like do, so they start arguing and fighting internally, and we get
Mhm.
these like civil wars breaking out.
Mhm. Mhm. I couldn't agree more with that. And you look back, we it's the analogy of like, we don't really notice this super smooth paved roads that we have until there's a problem, right? And like, that problem's gonna be feel a lot bigger than it actually is, right? And you look back at human civilization over thousands of years, right? Uh, it's We are so used to conflict a lot of folks were genetically wired to look for it, to create it if it's not there, and so forth. There's a big psychological study behind that, and I'm not doing it justice by any means. I'm like the Cliff Notes bad version. Like so, but like
All
if
good. I'll take it.
if anyone's interested in it, it's like this idea that like there's a need or like a psychological thing deep embedded in us that like we look for conflict, we look for things, chaos that's going to happen because we're so used to it. We've objectively never had it this good in life
Right.
ever. We being humans ever. Like,
Right.
yeah. So
That's the thing. It's like it's never been this good, and I get it. It's not good for everybody. I
right.
mean, it's definitely depending on where you are in the
Hmm.
world in life,
Hmm.
but as a population and a world, it has never been this good.
Absolutely. And there's still wars. We have more than enough
Yeah.
food to feed everyone on earth, and people are still starving. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, we
uh,
just haven't found the right ways to get things to people or support
mhm,
people, and that's also a massive problem, is, like,
mhm,
a lot of these tools and these things now are being used by people who already have everything,
mhm,
and
exactly.
so we need to figure out how to use a lot of this new stuff to then help other people in other areas.
Mhm,
Like you said, there's plenty of food, but there's people starving, and I think there are some programs where people are starting to do more things, like get water to people and
mhm,
get some food, and we need to do more of that. And so
absolutely.
maybe using some of these automation programs and things like that, you can create better systems to then provide that to people. And so I think there's going to be a very big push for that kind of like humanitarian type AI creation.
Absolutely, and I think it also goes back to your point of we're gonna have more time, and I think a lot of folks are like, "Yeah, I would do charity work or would help this but I'm so busy, I have to look out for myself." Well, if your time, you have 50% more time, could you not donate 10% of that to actually do those things that you like
Yeah.
would want to do but can't for whatever constraints? And I think that's a really good point on that front. So it's like I think we as people will evolve with AI, and I hope we do it in a manner that helps everyone.
I mean, it's moved so quick, so it's hard to tell what's next.
Yeah.
Um, but it's good to hear that you're trying to pivot. I mean, I think we'll have to stay connected on this because I think
Mhm,
it's like a journey that a lot of people are on, and connecting to other people like you were doing, like AI seminars and stuff. That's what I'm trying to do as well, because I think that's a good way, is like learn from the people who are like ahead of you
mhm.
and start watching videos and start learning all these tools because they're useful.
They are. They are, and like you said, you made the point of, like, if you're not learning or catching up or, like, trying to incorporate the best you can in whatever field you're in, you're gonna get left behind. Like, the train is moving, and whether you get on board or not, that's your decision, but getting on board involves learning the new tools. It's a new
Yeah.
hammer. Great, cool. We have a new saw.
Yeah.
It's like the same
Yeah.
thing.
Just learn it. I mean, that's all I can say.
Absolutely, absolutely, and, like, and with all the very scary negatives, whether it's cognitive deficits for kids in the future to the data centers, there's solutions to it. We just have to figure it out. Like, there's negatives. There were negatives to nuclear reactors. They got overloaded, they burnt down this whole thing. But now we have developed systems that will is circuit breaker basically for that. Same with the stock market, the Great Depression. Oof,
Yeah.
everyone, blah, blah, blah. They didn't have the regulation of circuit breakers that we have now in the market. So, like, there's ways to adapt and put in those safety nets that I think will benefit everyone.
Yeah. I mean, do you have anything else? Because I feel like we covered so much,
We did. We went a
which
lot
is
all
awesome.
over. I loved it. No, this is great to catch up, man, and chat because this is such an exciting field. And so, like, I'm very excited to where it goes. Even like a year from now, we're gonna look back and like, wow, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Mhm.
should do like in a little bit, we should do another check-in on
Let's do
here
it.
and share like what else we've been working on, because I think it will be interesting to see how fast things progress and like where you end up, where I end up, and how we do this whole AI thing.
Absolutely, man. No, definitely. And I'm so excited to hear that you're like coding, like developing
Yeah.
these things. That's so
Try.
fucking cool. That's
Yeah,
so
if you
cool,
wanna
man.
learn, I'll show you what
Hey,
I've learned. I'm always down to teach, so
I am in. I would love to learn that because I know nothing
sweet.
about it. Like
It's
yeah,
fun.
I'm for it.